Hey, what's up everyone? James from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining us, and today we need your help. So, the month of September is going to be jam-packed with knife reviews. I know we haven't done a good knife review in quite some time, so we're going to just be jumping on, and not only are we going to be making one, but we're going to be filming 4 knife reviews. I'm sure here and there we'll deviate and film something else, but for the most part it's going to be knife month, knife review month. So because we're only limited to a couple of knives, I do have 6 knives here, and you guys as the viewer are going to choose which 4 do you want to see reviewed. So 2 of them are going to get the boot and they're going to have to be reviewed later on, but for the month of September you're going to choose the 4 that you want, and I'm going to go through each one of them and talk about their attributes, you know, the type of steel and so on and so forth. And some of these will in fact be giveaways as well. So be sure to vote and be sure to stay tuned for our reviews for a chance to win one of these. So thank you for joining us. Let's get started. Starting off with contender number 1, which is going to be my own personal knife design. Of course, this is the Snake Eater Mini. So you guys know that I designed the Snake Eater a few years back. This is the full-size version, and then the Mini is just a smaller EDC carry type of blade. Everything else is exactly the same. So it is made by Wood Steel Knives in Washington. AEBL stainless steel. So it's going to have a lot of corrosion resistance. It's not going to rust as much. It's not going to tarnish as much. It stays nice and shiny. 90-degree spine for striking a ferro rod or scraping scales on fish, scraping off thorns on a cactus, that kind of stuff. It does have the multi-grind, just like the larger version. So you're going to have Scandi here for whittling, you know, carving up things, carving up a spoon, feather sticking, that kind of stuff. And then, of course, it flattens out, so you do have, you know, a flat grind here, nice and thin, for meat processing, whether it's processing game, gutting fish, or just kitchen stuff, chopping up some veggies for a stew, whatever the case may be. This one in particular has micarta handles. I don't recall what these were called. These are not offered anymore, but you know, if you were to order them from Wood Steel Knives, there's a bunch of different materials, whether it's wood or different colors of micarta that he'd have available. This one has white liners. And like all snake eaters, it does have a small pommel here for crushing things, breaking things such as shellfish or pecans, clams, that kind of stuff. And we're kind of hurrying because there is a severe storm headed this way. So I've had this knife going almost on 2 years. And guys, I gotta say, the Snake Eater knife, not only because I'm biased, obviously because I did design this thing, but it is actually my favorite knife of all time. I love a thin blade. Oh, that storm is coming. Thin blade, the versatility of the multi-grind. I don't know if you guys can hear that thunder. Anyway, so yeah, we've been using this one for about 2 years. You've seen it in several camping trips. You've seen it in several game processing videos. We did cut up a couple of trout when we were fishing the creeks of Arizona with this beauty right here. So I really love it. Beautiful design. You can see my logo there, and then the Wood Steel Knives logo over here. So comment down below if this is one of the knives you want to see tested out, and of course we would put it to action, making fire, processing game, that kind of stuff. Contender number 2 is going to be the PKS Scorpion knife. This was designed by Dave Canterbury of Pathfinder School of the Self-Reliance Outfitters business, and made in America. I believe they're made, I want to say Ohio, though I could be mistaken. It could be like Indianapolis. I'll verify it, annotate it down below, but it is made in America. Now this is an older version. Now they have they offer wooden handles and stuff. This is the original micarta scales right here. Full tang blade, 1/8 inch thick. It has a Scandi grind with a 1095 high carbon steel blued finish. So I would say that this is their answer to just a full tang, more a Bushcraft black. You know, they're not reinventing the wheel, but it's something dependable and classic. Of course, a lot of folks that are into Bushcraft, they really like a Scandi grind. So this thing's going to really help you when it comes to whittling and carving notches, making traps, bow drills, that kind of stuff. Really comfortable handle. 90-degree spine for scraping. So comment down below if you are interested in seeing this being tested out. Knife contender number 3 is going to be this beautiful Papa Bear Knives Custom Essential right here. Papa Bear Knives is another small maker, American made. And that's what I like about all these knives, that they all, with the exception of the mini snake eater from Wood Steel Knives, all these are brand new companies or makers that I myself have never worked with before or reviewed on this channel. So it's cool to test out some new blood and get them out there, get their names out there and more exposure. So Papa Bear Knives makes some ridiculously good looking knives, some really cool custom knives. Check out his Instagram. I'll have it on the link down below. I mean, he makes some beauties. I mean, this is easily one of the most beautiful knives that I own. So this one has 8670 carbon steel blade. It is a flat grind. I forget what he calls this finish, this darkened finish. I'll annotate it down below. 90-degree spine. As you can tell, it's quite a thick knife. Now, it is a little thicker than 1/8 inch thick, so I'll be sure to annotate the exact number out down below. But yeah, beautiful blade. Look at that handle. Half of it is natural micarta and half of it is stag. So really awesome. I mean, look how large this thing is, just really cool. So let us know if you're interested in seeing us testing this bad boy right out. Knife contender number 4 comes from Laroca Knives, and this is the Laroca Company knife. Another small maker, American made, handcrafted. And we've had this thing going on about 2 years, so it is far overdue to be put on a knife review. Now, as you can tell, it's a little dingy. We have been using it lately. And this is a great classic wood crafting knife. So it has a Scandivex grind on it. So of course it's going to excel at carving notches for figure 4 deadfall traps or carving a bow drill set, that kind of stuff, whittling. And then the convex portion makes it just a little bit tougher than the average Scandi grind. It is made out of 4V steel, which is something rare. I don't normally hear a lot of 4V knives, being talked about on knife reviews. 90-degree spine, great for scraping. In fact, this blade excels at scraping thorns off of cactus, whether you're going to eat that cactus or turn it into a water container. This one excels at that. And then the handle is just very simplistic. It's almost like a broomstick style handle. Not quite, but very similar to that. Very simplistic. A nice chunky swell in the middle here. This one has natural micarta scales with fisheye bolts. And it feels really great in the hand. Very beautiful knife. Knife contender number 5 is going to be this Nick Batchel forging knife right here. Just a very classic, easily the most rustic looking of the bunch of these knives. Now, I ordered this from Nick Batchel about 2 years ago. Very talented maker. He's making his knives somewhere in Washington, if I remember correctly. And I had commissioned him to make something very much like a Green River, something that's very much like a Skinner. So it's going to be very slicey. You guys know me, I like a thin, slicey knife. And I just really loved his work. He just excels at just making a very old world looking knife. So if you check out his Instagram, he has a lot of like old school bowies and daggers and that kind of stuff. So very rustic looking stuff, and I really love that. So this knife that he made for me is carbon steel. It is made out of 80 CRV2 steel. It is a stick tang because it is a little bit more old world, okay? So it's not a full tang. You're not gonna be, hard working this knife in terms of batoning or chopping. It ends in a little butt cap over here. It does have a swedge here. Once again, I wanted this thing to excel at like meat working and processing. It does have a little bit of a 90-degree spine back here, but once again, it is not the sharpest of 90-degree spines. Now, once again, being an old type of blade, they weren't really striking ferro rods back then, so it's not a big deal. It's not a deal breaker for me. As for the handle, it's just a very simplistic handle, very octagonal, kind of I believe it's curly maple wood that he used for this. So just very classic, very old world looking blade. You can see his logo right there, NMB. And be sure to check out his Instagram. I mean, he makes some absolute beauties. We haven't really used this one too much on the channel. I believe it was only shown once for the Cuervo Negro Dark Trees music video. This is the knife that the witch was using in that story. And last but not least, we're going to be taking a look at the Work Tough Gear Mount Laguna. This was designed by my buddy John Heffron from the Wingman 115 YouTube channel. Good friend of ours, and he made this about a year ago, and I've just been seeing just a ton of just great reviews on this little blade. Now this is probably the only one that's not currently made here in the USA. Work Tough Gear does not make them in the USA. I believe this one's made in Taiwan, if I am corrected. If I am mistaken, I'll be sure to annotate where it's made. But a great little blade, really beautiful. You can see his logo right there, the Wingman logo and the Work Tough logo. Now, this is a saber grind. It is quite thick. It says 0.19 thick, 4-inch long blade. A good little belly there for kitchen prep. And the handles are black G10 with red liners. You can see there's a little divot here for like a bow drill, for example. I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder, but there's like a crazy storm heading this way. But yeah, this is a beautiful little knife. Can't wait to test it. This is definitely one of them that I really personally am invested in testing. Really interested in checking it out, putting it to work. So check that out. A mini little tank in your hands right here. So that's about it for us, folks. There is a crazy storm coming this way, so we're going to start making our way back to the city. Now, these are the 6 knife contenders. Like I said earlier, we're going to be choosing only 4, so 2 will be eliminated. So be sure to comment and let us know which ones do you want to see us put to the test. So let us know once again. Vote down below for your 4 picks for the knives for September. So would you guys want to see us go very rustic, very old school, like using this Nick Batchel skinning knife? Or maybe something a little bit more contemporary, something more modern day, a little mini tank like this Mount Laguna right here. Or just you want to see us in our element with our own knife design like the Snake Eater Mini. Be sure to comment down below. With that being said, guys, that's about it for us. Please give this video a like if you're so inclined, if you did enjoy it. The linked description down below if you want to check out our Amazon store to shop or check out our merch store for Cuervo Negro shirts, stickers, mugs, Junkyard Fox stuff, all that good stuff. So that's about it for us, folks. Don't forget to comment down below, and we'll see you guys next week with another video. Now go outside and get your boots dirty.